everyone. So
I'll play by my own.
I'm gonna try a league with
Alright, I'll be
my
right back. Can I just want me to not
boat amulet list. So a Karn list with a main deck Bajuka Bog and a lot of extra artifacts available for fetching. Like this hand. So we're looking at a turn 3 Titan if there's no interaction.
What?
I am recording.
Oh.
You usually ask that when I play. So this is a pretty easy Dryad map. I'm gonna bounce the bounce land to hand. It's maybe worse if the Dryad gets removed, but helps us be threatening attack next turn. If our opponent does remove the Dryad, we can just like map for, I don't know, Cavernous Souls or something. It kind of feels like Reanimator, so maybe I'm just gonna like map for Bajuka Bog. Okay, now I'm feeling like map for Castle. And just hope our opponent doesn't have counter magic. The fact that they had this swamp, though, makes me think Reanimator, which doesn't really play counter magic. Grief would also kind of get us. But I'd rather just get the mana in play for Titan than anything else. Yeah. But we're doing okay. We still need to draw a threat now. Not really afraid of a bounce on our Dryad, since we're probably not going to have anything to do with our mana anyway. So the question is to play the land or not. If I draw a Karn, I want more mana. If I draw a Titan, I might want to get Key West plus Valakut. And then I'd want the Simic in hand, but I could always also with Titan just get Simic Talaria and probably be in fine shape. That's tough. I'm gonna hold the land. I think it's better against sort of the solitude type things, which I think is one of the bigger considerations right now. Like times when it could make a difference. Oh, well, holding it also got rewarded here. So I'll lead on an attack, just see how they react to that. Okay. And now I'll just start bolting their face. I'm going to hold the Grazer in hand, because if they put an Arcana Cruelty in play, I can discard Grazer, sack Grazer, and then shoot it down twice with a Valakut. Is it Solitude time? Burial Rites and Grief. Okay. So for the same reason as before of playing around Archon, I'm gonna hold one of these lands in. I'm gonna hold these lands in hand. It also maybe incentivizes them to unbarrel rights the grief again to try and make us discard something. I don't know. I think it's just playing around Archon is really the only consideration here. Well, Dried got there on its own, which is nice. So I want Endurance for sure. Relic is probably a consideration. And I can cut an Azusa. Maybe cut a Radiant Fountain. Cultivator Colossus is kind of a consideration, just because like they run a lot of discard spells, so having extra threats is good, and it can help go over the top. But also, like, one of the main ways we lose this game is a fast Archon, and Archon is really makes Cultivator Colossus not very good because it strips cards out of our hands. Or out of our hand. I'm torn on this hand. It needs bounce land. I think I'll keep it though. I think it's likely. Oh, well, instantly rewarded. I think it's likely this amulet is gonna die, and then once the amulet dies, we'll be happy to have the Azusa. Okay, so opponent is more going for just like a fast unmarked Graveland. I'd really like to draw a green card here. Oh, that is actually even better.
I don't know if I've seen where's that.
So as long as our Azusa does not eat a Solitude, I really like our position. Because now we get to Karn for Tormont's Crypt, and that protects us against the Archon. And so we're coming on multiple axes here. If they have like an answer for the amulet, we can always like fetch it back off the Karn too. So like if they end in the amulet, we can fetch amulet off Karn and play Titan. If they bounce amulet, we can replay amulet. So really they have to kill the Azusa here to stop Titan. Ending on the crypt. Well, I guess I will be crypting in response. So our opponent probably has persistent hand, so we should play with that in mind.
Almost like stairs, or a ladder and some stairs. And watch your head on the stairs. With that
Another Titan, okay. got a lot of options in our board. I think I'm probably just supposed to get coding here because I don't really feel like most of these things do a lot right now. I could also tick up the Karn so that if Amulet gets exiled, I can rebuy Amulet. Maybe just waiting. Yeah, I do like just waiting with the Karn. Like, there's always the possibility we get into a world where they power out an Archon and we just want to grab an ensnaring bridge or something. Or if they exile the Amulet, we want to rebuy the Amulet. Endurance is a nice draw. Maybe I want a boat. Boat seems nice. It can be activated by endurance too, which is nice. Yeah, I think I'll grab a boat. I'm just setting up for the Titan next turn. There's no rush on the boat. Hold up endurance. I'm also not going to rush on a Titan and just get like blown out by a Solitude or something. Just keeping all my cards, playing patient. Opponent isn't doing anything I care about. Make them make a move. They probably have a persist, so maybe getting rid of this Solitude so that when I untap and Titan, that Titan isn't getting persist solituded. And also just having a threat on the field.
So, obviously, you saw that you saw
I'm gonna get Boros Slayers here. If they want to Solitude my Titan, they can Solitude my Titan. Yeah, this feels pretty over. Guess I'll get Tolaria West. Urza Saga. Okay, cool.